For centuries, Africans and people of African descent have lived with the enduring negative impacts from the legacy of slavery, colonization, apartheid, genocide, and systemic discrimination. They have suffered from historical crimes and mass atrocities, including acts of deportation, mass massacres, arbitrary detentions, the use of torture, the plundering of natural resources and cultural property, and nuclear testing, which led to human and environmental disasters. From the transatlantic slave trade to modern socio-economic inequalities, the call for justice has echoed across generations. To this end, the Assembly of the African Union unanimously designated the 2025 theme of the year as Justice for Africans and People of African Descent through Reparations. This is more than just a theme. It is a movement to pursue justice and repair for the historical injustices suffered and the enduring impact on Africans and people of African descent, and to restore the dignity of a people who have been marginalized over a long period of time. The demand for reparations is not new. It has been a fundamental part of Africa's journey in decolonization. Since the founding of the Organization of African Unity in 1963, African leaders have advocated for the recognition of and accountability for the historical crimes committed against Africans. In 1992, the OAU established the Group of Eminent Persons to develop a political agenda on reparations. This was followed by the first Pan-African Conference held in Abuja in 1993, which resulted in the Abuja Proclamation. The Abuja Conference and Proclamation were key milestones in this journey. The 2001 Durban Declaration and Plan of Action declared the transatlantic slave trade and apartheid as crimes against humanity and recognized that colonization is the foundation of the systemic discrimination against Africans and people of African descent. The 2001 DDPA called on the international community to collaborate to seek redress for these crimes and combat forms of racial discrimination. In recent years, Africa has taken decisive steps to pursue justice and repair for its people on the continent and the global diaspora. The AU's 2021 initiative on the restitution of cultural artifacts underscored the need for historical accountability. In 2022, the Accra Summit on Reparations and Racial Healing reaffirmed the urgency of reparatory justice and healing, culminating in the Accra Declaration. The declaration highlighted that the transatlantic slave trade, colonialism, apartheid, and systemic racism have caused immeasurable harm and declared reparations are not just about compensation. They are about healing, restoration, and empowerment. In 2023, the Accra Conference on Reparations resulted in the Accra Proclamation, which among other things called for the establishment of political and institutional mechanisms at the continental level. The AU's 2025 theme of the year marks another significant milestone in the conscious institutionalization of reparatory justice and racial healing in Africa. This initiative aims to develop a common African position on reparations, establish an African reparatory program of action, and strengthen collaboration with the Caribbean community, CARICOM, and the global African diaspora through a joint mechanism on reparations. These efforts are crucial in ensuring that Africans and people of African descent receive justice in tangible and transformative ways. From the streets of Accra to the auditoriums of the African Union, voices of the African people from and outside the continent are uniting to demand justice and repair. Scholars emphasize the economic and psychological impact of historical injustices. Activists call for direct reparations in various forms, including development funds, educational programs, restitution of looted cultural property, international institutional reform, and political representation. The youth are leading movements that challenge the status quo, ensuring the call for reparations remains at the forefront of global discussions. The path to justice and repair is long, but the African Union, its member states, the African citizens, and the African diaspora are determined to walk it together. Reparations are not just about the past, they are about the future, a future where history is acknowledged, justice is served, and Africans and people of African descent can thrive with dignity and equality in fulfillment of the Africa we want.